Good evening, everyone. It is Saturday evening. Glenn Kellaway in the house, waiting for Sam St. John to join me. I'm talking to myself right now, but we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping anyone comes aboard. They can let me know they can hear me okay. Everything's going all right. A good day tomorrow. I am leaving for Florida tomorrow for 5 glorious days. Cardboard head guys here. Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up, please. Testing, 1, 2. Testing. I'm here with my new Zappa hat. Look at that. 3 people in the house. I'm awaiting the arrival of Sam St. John. Hey, Jason, how's it going? I hope everyone can hear me. Just please somebody give me a thumbs up that you can hear me okay. All right, got a thumbs up. Perfect. Hope everybody's doing well. Just going to have a little chat here. Hey, Zach, how are you? Tim Elliott, that's awesome. There is a link there. Oh, Tom Williams is in the house. Aren't you up late, Tom? If anybody wants to join in, please hit that link. We're now live on your channel. I don't see Sam anywhere yet, but Mail has new messages. I'm trying to, sorry, I've got all this kind of stuff. Hey, so like I said, if any of you guys would like to come on and join me, you are more than welcome. Cosmic Conversation's about to happen. Well, get on here, Sam. I'm talking to myself. Hey, Sam. There's a link there, Mr. St. John. Is Saint his middle name, do you think? We'll have to ask him. ST period. So weird. I could see his Mr. and Mrs. John when Sam was born going, well, we want to call him Sam, and his last name's John. He's like the kid with 2 first names. What should we do? Well, we'll call him Saint. He's a saint, that kid. Where are you, Sam? I bet he's fixing his hair. Here he comes. There he is.
Ooh, hey, it's dark.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good. This was Sam's idea, everyone. So, Tom Williams, I asked Tom to join us, and I think he's in his pajamas.
Tom, that's a great. I just see the profile picture. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, that is nice, isn't it?
It's him doing Nilsson.
Oh, yeah. That is cool.
That's because he's changed his channel name, so I haven't really looked.
Yeah. Ramon Ross St. Brown is the same way it works for him. Oh, yeah. We were just wondering if that Saint is your middle name or your part of your last name.
It's part of my mystery, everyone.
Yeah. It's part of my mystery.
How you doing, Glenn? What's been happening?
I'm doing pretty darn good. How are you?
I'm good. I've been. I was out and about the first half of the day. I had a meeting, and we then my cousin and I went and got Chinese food, and he came over here. We just hung out, watched some college football.
What's your go-to Chinese dish?
Well, it's different based on the place. We have the chain down here, the Panda Express.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like the
fast food Chinese. Up here too.
Yeah, I got like the chow mein noodles as my side. I got, what was it called? It's called like with Chinese beef, and
okay.
It was the grilled teriyaki chicken, which was fantastic tonight.
Do you ever do like the chicken balls and all that stuff, or
no?
You don't like all the breaded stuff?
No, I'm not about. Well, I mean, I do like General Tso's. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But like I don't do like sweet and sour chicken or orange chicken or anything like that.
No, I like all the candy food.
The reason
that orange sauce all over it.
Oh yeah.
It's like candy.
0% of it's Chinese, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's so westernized. But
yeah,
the reason I was a couple minutes late was I was in the last 2 songs of the Revolver set. I just finished it.
Oh, okay.
For the first time, because work has been a different schedule this week. It will be next week, and so I wanted to set aside a couple hours, and I did. Probably got
And so do we get a first impression here tonight from you?
her. Yeah, get a first impression. Like I said, I just finished the last session disc.
Okay.
So I mean, like right actually when I logged in, it was the instrumental She Said was going just tapering off in the background. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
They did a good job.
They did, and I'm happy with it because there's not a lot of filler with the sessions. Like we're not getting 20 takes of Tomorrow Never Knows.
No.
Nobody needs that. And even if it exists, I don't need it. You know.
I'm curious now on some of them, like 2 songs, Gotta Get You Into My Life. The first track of that is just like, Paul's playing and saying George and John do these background vocals with them.
Yeah.
How does it go from that? And then they do one with a guitar, I think. And then the next one is the horns, like the way we hear it on the record.
Yeah.
I'm so curious as to the process in between that. Like, when did they decide? I would love to be a fly on the wall and hear, hey, why don't we do it with horns? Or why don't we? I would just like to see where the next step went. How did they come to that conclusion?
Because before that, there was there a Beatles song with horns before that? I don't think so.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Nothing
on Help. I think there would be.
I mean, they had the string section, obviously, with like Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because after, I mean, obviously, like on like All You Need Is Love, they had the French horn.
Yeah.
Like it's like after it was like 66 onward, and obviously Sgt. Pepper is loaded with it.
No, admittedly, I haven't read the book yet to see under that song to see maybe they explain some of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I read all of Questlove's part, which was fantastic. And I'm about probably a quarter to halfway through the first essay after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading it, and then I started off on something else, and I got distracted. I ended up getting something to eat, and then live streams and such, the important things.
Breyer CD show. Just recently bought a CD copy of that Blasters album. It's a really fun album. It is. You said it, hit nail on the head. Just a great rock and roll album. Just toe tapping, great music.
It's rare that Randall Nelson is off. Like he knows people pretty well.
Yeah. So I was still waiting on my pre-order.
Jeez, Jason, let me ask you: did you order through Amazon? And
did you order vinyl or CD? Because the vinyl I don't see getting shipped out yet on Amazon.
Oh, it looks like I can see down there he ordered from their site.
Yeah. So, okay.
Because I learned from the Matthew Turnage channel. Everybody go check out Matt. He's a good Beatles guy. He said that he ordered through Amazon like I did, and had I not heard his video, I would still be waiting on mine. But apparently, those initial pre-orders got like delayed. But if you ordered after that, they were coming at a normal rate. So I canceled my other Amazon order, and then I ordered this one, got it in 2 days.
Yeah. It's you want to just go straight to the artist and buy stuff from their websites, but it never seems to come on time. It always seems the slowest way to get stuff.
It never comes on time. It's usually $10 to $15 more expensive, and then they have extra shipping. Especially if you have Amazon Prime, you don't pay for shipping. Yeah. Why would I do anything else? I mean,
I know it's unfortunate.
It's stupid because I would love to give to them directly, obviously, but however Amazon does it, that's fine.
Yeah. You usually save yourself some money and some aggravation.
Yeah.
Jason got the CD set. Yeah. Wow. And you're still waiting for it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went out that morning at 10 o'clock and had it in my hand. Wow.
Yeah.
And the other track besides Got to Get You Into My Life that really blows me away is the Yellow Submarine stuff. When John comes in with that first part.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I like that. And then I like the second demo after that.
Yeah.
Where it's more filled out. And then the Ringo stuff with no sound effects was cool.
Isn't it a different song when John sings that?
Yeah.
No one cared. It's like.
But it's interesting though, because when you read the intro from Paul in the book, he specifically talks about like waking up in the night with the Yellow Submarine in his head. So I don't know like who did music. I don't know if there was a music thing, a word thing.
Well, it almost sounds like John came in with this, kind of
The melody.
sad kind of song. In the town I was born, no one cared, no one cared. And then Paul had, we all live in the Yellow Submarine,
He
and then
probably
it's
heard it in the
almost like, hey,
studio. Yeah, he heard it in the studio, went home
almost
and
like a
said,
day in the life type of thing. The way they had two different songs. And
yeah.
greetings
Hey,
and
reviews.
salutations. Ends is griping. I don't know who Ends is, but tell him to stop. Why did you unbox the Revolver set naked? Just to differentiate myself from anyone else. Have you seen anybody else do that? And I got a secret to put. I really wasn't naked. If anybody thinks I was, I just took my shirt off and did I didn't even want anybody to see anything below my chest or my shoulders. So
Nobody wanted to see the massive Beatles tattoo across his chest.
Yeah.
Or John Hartford. Speaking of, did that Sam Bush album come out yet?
Not yet. 11th, I think.
Did you order that, or are you going to go?
I have it pre-ordered.
Awesome.
We'll see if that's going to come out on time.
And did you ever get the Punch Brothers?
I haven't bought it yet. It's sitting in my cart.
I know
it's money,
it's Christmas.
Man.
Yeah, Christmas.
I know. I got that petty thing coming in November 25th. That was $80 up here.
And I've got the Monkeys set coming myself.
Yeah, and I didn't even order the Monkeys one,
which comes out in less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I really like the Monkeys one, but that's almost $70, right?
$69 here in the States.
So that's $100 Canadian. 40. I'm flying to Orlando tomorrow, so I cashed in for how much do you think it is for $100 to get in Canadian money to buy $100 US?
I mean, how much US?
How much I have to pay for $100 US in Canadian money?
$120.
$141.
Woo. That's almost.
We're just going down for a short trip. We're going to be hanging around my daughter's place, so it's not. We don't need a lot of money. Oh man, I got so much stuff going on here that things are popping up on my screen all over the place, telling me to do this and do that. So I wanted to get $200. It was $281. I said, no, thanks. I'm just.
Well, I know Rhino just announced 2 days ago that it's flying off the shelves.
Rhino I'll bet it is. It's great.
And it'll be on eBay in 3 months, for $600.
John's Yellow Submarine demo is eerily similar to Across the Universe. I thought it was eerily similar to nothing musically, but just mindset of Strawberry Fields.
Yeah, especially like you hear some of those early Strawberry Fields acoustic stuff.
Yeah, and just even the whole meaning behind that song, like he just needed someplace to go.
It's like broken nostalgia.
Yeah.
It also had a feel of like a Dear Prudence too, like that same kind of just mournfulness.
Wow. Now here's one of our rich commenters.
Well, look at the house. It looks like the place Elvis would have lived.
Look at where he lives. Wow.
They actually kicked
CD and vinyl boxes. That would
out.
cost me $290, $390, $450 plus tax if I wanted both those sets in Canada.
Nah, why not? Just blow it.
Yeah. Good evening, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Really like the box sets, but can't really afford it anymore. I know.
Yeah.
I got big news today. So you were out running around. You know where I was this afternoon?
You were getting a haircut.
I was at I was at a job interview. I got a part-time job.
Are you working at McDonald's?
No, I'm working for a hockey team. I'm working for an American League hockey team called the Belleville Senators. They're a farm team of the Ottawa Senators.
Wow.
And I'm going to be an usher.
Really?
Like, I love hockey, so I thought, I wouldn't mind some extra spending money just so I can be like our friend Kevin and afford vinyl box sets and CD sets.
Wow.
I was looking for something, and this opportunity came up. So they asked me to come in for an interview today, and they hired me. So
they hired you on the spot?
They hired me on the spot after talking to me. Yeah, they were looking for somebody good looking, and I walked in.
Well, yeah, you're to fill the jumbotron, and they can't find anybody.
For the kiss cam.
You kiss the people that don't have anybody to kiss.
Yeah. Imagine if you're actually naked and the camera accidentally falls down. It shows the rest of you. I think. You would have poked your eyes out, and I think YouTube might shut me down for that.
Yeah, sensitive as that. Speaking of,
John, how are you?
hey John, what happened? How was it that everybody all of a sudden were able to get community pages? Did you notice that people with like 150 subscribers were all of a sudden community
I
opened
don't
up?
know. They must open things up. I don't know. I noticed they changed the format a little bit on the video. So
Yeah, playlists
maybe
are more annoying to me.
yeah, I
Like
don't.
my playlists are all off.
I've never done a playlist, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've got
I
them
think we're getting a new
differentiated.
Beatles product in 23.
Hey Christian,
I think Christian, we're probably gonna get.
the McCartney
Uh,
stuff has to come out.
I think we're probably gonna get New York City before we get Mind Games. No.
Do you think? I mean, we need to get back to the Egg too in London town.
Yeah, I don't.
There's been talks.
They're the McCartney things that I like. I can't afford his archive sets.
No, I'll just do the 2 disc.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane, and I don't really need. There's not enough music in those sets. Like you're paying for Paul's a picture, a drawing he did when he was 12 or something.
And
It's
like yeah, little pictures and
yeah, and stuff and
like
postcards.
Linda McCartney photographs.
Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah,
Yeah, and like sometimes like a mini documentary too or something.
yeah.
I mean, I've never because you bought the other ones like on a clearance thing on Facebook.
I did.
The first one, at
I
least.
got those for like $75 each.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Yeah, I stole them. I put the link up again, guys. If Christian or John
Yeah, Christian,
wanna come
hope you
up
had
and
a.
join us, I think I put the link up. Did it come up?
I don't see it
No,
as of recently. No.
I got to try it again.
Th-
Copy,
Yeah, Briar, I think you're right.
paste. There, I put it up. Christian, if you'd like to join us, or John, or anybody, please. You're
Christian,
more
who
than
just hit the big 6-0.
There's no clickiness here. Oh, look who's here. My Canadian buddy.
Hey,
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Rob's
hoping
been,
you'd kinda
Rob's been in the
see that
wings
you're
for
on.
2 hours.
That's awesome. What is happening? You're not like, see, I was watching the hockey game. I'm watching the Leafs and the Bruins, and Sam sends me an email, says, you want to do a chat? And I'm going, oh, man, I'm watching the hockey game.
I was watching something upstairs with my wife, and I was not interested in watching TV, so I started farting around on my phone, and I saw you guys were live, and I said, "Hun, I got something else more interesting."
He has business. He has some work. Weekend
Is it
work.
okay if I go hang out with my friends?
And she said, "Good riddance. Now I can watch what I want to watch."
This is like the sandbox for grown men.
That's right.
3LP Billy Joel. I saw that today at the record store.
He's going on tour with Stevie Nicks for 4 or 5 shows.
Really?
Co-headlining. Yeah.
They're co-headlining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you think? I would think Billy Joel's a bigger headliner, no?
Yeah, Stevie Nicks, like around here, she'll fill up like a basketball stadium easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for the same price as Fleetwood Mac too.
Oh, this guy's secretly watching. Okay, let's get naked. Rob has good priorities. Yes, he does. Yeah. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's what they say.
Right.
So Rob and I are all excited today.
Yep.
Canadian artist, Sky Wallace.
I know. I'm just gonna
Rob
say. I
got
know
the
what you
vinyl.
want to
I'm
talk
still
about.
waiting for my vinyl, so I bought the CD because I couldn't wait. Go on Spotify and listen to this frickin' album. Terribly good. It is terribly good.
It's better than terribly good. It's
Fantastic record.
Every
Song.
As I said, it is probably the best rock album I've heard in a decade.
Oh,
Wow.
I listened to it. I got home. I didn't get home today until about 4:00. I put it on, and it played through. I played it again and played it again 3 times through. I don't normally do that. It is so good.
So good.
Wow.
Here's another album that I haven't listened. I've heard the singles from it, but I just got it. It came out yesterday for you Avett Brothers people, which the glare is terrible. It's Seth Avett solo album, sings Greg Brown. Now,
who's Greg Brown?
I was just going to say that.
nobody really knows because a few years ago he put out an album with Jessica Lee Mayfield where they sang Elliott Smith songs.
Okay.
And he's a folk singer from the 70s. Kind of a darker voice, kind of like a Leonard Cohen-y maybe, but he's still around. But it's like he's one of these where his voice has gotten rougher over time. And Seth, who's the higher singer of the Avett Brothers, puts like a sweetness to the songs, and he just wants people to be aware of like kind of a lost folk singer.
Did Greg Brown have any kind of iconic songs that we would know, or
that I don't, because I've never heard of him until like a month and a half ago when they announced the album. Let's see, he's American, from Iowa. Oh, I didn't know that he's married, Glenn, to Iris DeMent.
Oh wow, he is married to her, or was?
He is.
Oh, very cool.
He was on like Prairie Home Companion. He did an album based on the poems of William Blake.
Oh,
but no, nothing
interesting. I'll have to Google that name when we get off of here.
Yeah, nothing huge. Looks like he's put up maybe 30 albums.
Is that all?
Yeah, right.
30 albums
from 1974 was his first, and then his most recent was 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
Wow.
But he's still
living off Iris DeMent money now.
Which I doubt she's got, big bucks.
No, I doubt. Yeah, those people like that, I doubt.
Most people don't know Iris DeMent either.
Yeah.
That's who the Goo Goo Dolls song Iris is named after.
Oh, really?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so what happened is, I'm a big Goo Goo Dolls fan. Johnny Resnick had wrote that song for a film, City of Angels, I think. And they did it and recorded it. And they said, we need a title for it. And he had no idea what to call it. And he happened to be flipping through the local newspaper. I think they were in LA when they recorded it or whatever. And she happened to be playing a show that night somewhere. And he thought, Iris, that's a great name. And so he named the song Iris after Iris DeMent.
I spend my life looking in used record stores for Iris DeMent records and CDs and never see them. Never.
Really?
Yeah, I would grab them. And the one time I did see one, I was in Orlando, and it was at a dollar bin in the used CD bin. Yeah. And I grab it and I just about crap my pants, and I pick it up and I buy it and I run out to the car and I open it up to put it on. There's no disc in it. It's just an CD.
The only Iris DeMent that I have is one song on a bootleg recording. Glenn might remember this. About 15 years ago, Blue Rodeo did a couple annual summer shows called the Stardust Picnic. They did it at Fort York. And one of the years, someone in the audience or on the soundboard bootlegged the show, and I have it. And for the finale, everyone that was in the festival came out on stage at the end with Blue Rodeo because they were closing the show. And they covered It Makes No Difference by the band, and she was one of the people that came out on stage and sang a verse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, it was like a mini festival thing they put on, right?
They did it. The very first one was actually in Guelph on the island at Guelph Lake, and then they moved it to Fort York for about 2 or 3 years, and then it never happened again.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Wow. Iris DeMent was that one of those shows? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, she's different.
I mean, obviously, all I have from her is some of the things from John Prine, a couple of those duets albums.
Just In Spite of Ourselves, and
she was on the other one too, For Better or Worse.
Yeah, I don't have that one. The Leonard Cohen tribute sounds great. Iggy Pop gave a surprising good performance.
Yeah, that just came out not too long ago.
Yeah, I haven't. Iggy Pop's okay. I mean, he can.
He's another one of those guys. I don't follow him at all, but I feel like he kind of took like the Bob Dylan route, where he just kind of became, or Cohen even, like he really subdued himself.
Yeah, well, if you know anything about Iggy Pop, I mean, he was nuts.
Yeah, self-mutilating.
Yeah, self-mutilating on stage and doing all kinds of stuff.
He's one of those that's incredible that he's still with us.
yeah, exactly. I got to see him actually. He opened for the Pretenders.
You know who else was in the Stooges? Was Scott Thurston of the Heartbreakers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the late 70s,
Jackson Brown too.
For like 2 years, he was in there. Yeah, he did. Hey,
Good
day
evening,
tripper.
day tripper. Dun, 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 dun.
Christian says he can't join.
Yeah. The big 6-0. He's 60 tonight. Look at that.
Yeah, because he's got that contest going for his 60th.
Oh, that's right. Did he
Yeah.
do his draw?
He did the drawing this morning, I think.
And I'm assuming I didn't win.
You didn't. It was Bruce
was me.
Vinyl.
When I first joined the VC almost 3 years ago, I entered a bunch of contests and I must have won. It felt like I won like 6 in a row. I couldn't stop winning. And I've never won a thing since.
They pretend like they draw your name, but they just throw it.
Yeah, they don't really put my name in the hat.
I'll tell you who's taken over as contest king is Aaron. That guy wins every other contest.
Yeah. Well, you won Larry's, right?
That's the only one I've won. You have one of the biggest channels on YouTube, and that's the one I win.
Yeah. Oh, guess what? Guess who I ran into at the mall today? Mr.
Who's
Larry
that?
Graves.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
One of his videos he just put up recently, he talked about being 6'3". I know you said he was tall, but I forgot how tall
he is. He's 6'3".
Ooh,
He only has 1 foot.
Right, like Ringo.
Yeah. I don't own any John Prine. Well, you need some. Any recommendations? Start at the start, I say, but
The self-titled first one.
Yeah.
It's greatest hits, John Prine.
Yeah, work your way through and start at the debut, self-titled.
Go to Sweet Revenge and Diamonds in the Rough.
Yeah. Iris DeMent's first 3 albums were terrific. After that, she got writer's block. And hello, everybody. Hey, Thomas. I don't know how many albums Iris DeMent would have in her catalog.
That can be remedied.
That many. Who's the other woman I'm thinking about who writes all these really dreary freaking songs? She's kind of like a Southern songwriter too.
Yeah, Iris DeMent only has 6, and her last one was 7 years ago.
Hello, non-baseball fans. Just stopping in during a commercial break. Who's winning, Rich? I'm watching Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs.
What's baseball, Rich?
I'll put the baseball on after the hockey game's over. And the Leafs are actually winning a game.
I don't want to talk about hockey.
Yeah. I was just telling Sam I got myself a part-time job. I'm going to be an usher at the Belleville Senator games.
Look at that.
Yeah. Start next Saturday, my first game.
Nice.
When do you get promoted to Zamboni?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I might start drinking again if I get to drive the Zamboni.
And take the shirt off, And
Yeah. No score after 3 innings. Well, then you might as well turn it off, Rich, and join us.
Yeah, put your priorities together like Rob did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Rob could be upstairs with his wife, and he's down here with us.
Oh, she's happy I'm down here.
Yeah.
She says, I saw you all day. What do I need to spend time with you for now?
When you come upstairs, does she automatically flip the channel on the TV?
No, she rolls her eyes like, oh, man, what do you want?
Bruce Vinyl has been in the VC before me. He only has like 77 subs.
Is he consistent with videos, Christian?
No, fairly sporadic. I've talked to Bruce a few times. I think my contest was one of the first ones he ever did, and then he and I got chatting fairly regularly after that. Good guy.
Wow. Cool. And he won Christian's contest?
He did.
Awesome. Go Leafs, Thomas, attaboy. Oh, wow.
Hi, Richard. That Thomas guy.
Who the heck are you?
Like that.
What's going on in McCartney world, Richard? Richard's the biggest McCartney fan in the world. Did you get the Revolver set, Rob? I can't remember.
Absolutely. Yeah. I wasn't naked when I talked about it.
Oh yeah. Sam just got his just to listen to his today.
I just finished it. It was literally playing out when I jumped on.
I mentioned it in my Vinyl Finds video that I uploaded today, but I didn't review it. What I'm going to do in a couple of weeks, Mike PC31 in England, he and I are going to have a little sort of just open chat about what we both think about the box set, probably in the next week or so.
Cool. So I've been thinking about doing a video, not just on great debut albums, but bands that had a great debut album and had a great follow-up album, a second
Great
album.
idea.
There are very few I had a hard time finding a half a dozen.
Oasis.
Well, yeah, I
Definitely,
don't have,
maybe.
I don't
What's the
have
Story?
Oasis
Morning Glory.
albums.
They're incredible.
I don't have those albums. So.
The Eagles.
I don't think that first Eagles album is a
You
classic.
don't really?
No, there's only one good song on it. Take it
What
easy.
are you talking about?
What are the good songs on that album?
Rich just logged off.
Let me just pull this up here. Hold on a second.
Hey, Rob, I'm on it too.
Yeah. I think the old man's getting delusional or something.
Witchy Woman is on there. Peaceful Easy Feeling is on there.
Okay, 3.
Train Leaves Here in the Morning.
Oh, that's not that good. Not that I would consider like epic.
I like
Led Zeppelin's debut or something.
Well,
Take the Devil. What a great song that is.
No, I don't. I think it's a mediocre. I think there's like 3 good songs and a bunch of filler.
The only filler I think on here is I don't like Most of Us Are Sad.
Yeah, terrible song.
I like Nightingale, but I hate the intro to it. But the rest of the song's good.
I just don't think that I would consider that like a mind blowing, like say like the
Take
Boston
the Devil's
album.
Fantastic, right?
Boston
Meisner's vocals on that are great.
Mind blowing album out that sells like 10 billion copies, and their second album is just tried to sound the same as the first one.
All right, let me see what else I got here.
Nora Jones comes out with a classic
how about
Away
this
With Me album, and then the next album is
I mean, I would consider this a debut. The second Fleetwood Mac followed by Rumors, so that's the Lindsey
but that's
Buckingham
not debut
era.
though,
But it is though. It's the debut of that lineup.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a debut.
That's the demarcation point between the original Fleetwood Mac and the Rumors era Fleetwood Mac.
You can't do that. No.
I'm with you, Rob.
Thanks.
We should just go on our own live stream. Sorry,
There you go.
Yeah, you got to. No, you can't do that.
Our host has offended
Fleetwood
us.
Mac started in 1968 or whatever it started. That's when it started.
Yes.
I'm going by my rules here. It's Jimi Hendrix. Yes, Jimmy is one. I only came up with a half a dozen. Chicago.
So we're talking about great reviews here.
Zeppelin. Zeppelin 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who else. I really had a hard time coming up with any. You think of all the incredible bands that you can't include. The Beatles, like you wouldn't think Please Please Me is like a masterpiece. So their first 2 albums, no. The Stones, their early albums are
same as the Beatles.
Yeah. Dylan.
No, covers album.
The first album, yeah. Like there's a lot of guys you name. They did not have really good starts to their catalog.
Maybe, I mean, I'm not a fan of this band. I like this band, but I'm not a huge fan. Maybe like Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Yeah, what's the second?
No, not Piper. I mean, the first one.
The first one's Piper. What's the second?
Of the Pink Floyd?
Yeah, Piper's number 1. Is it Saucer? No, is it not Saucer Full of Secrets too?
Saucer Full was second.
Yeah, so they're both. Yeah, I might be able to make an argument for that.
So are you comparing like the first 2 albums of the band?
No, I'm just saying one album is equally as good as the first one. And I'm talking about a mind-blowing first album, not just a good first album.
Okay.
I was trying to think of something that just blows everybody away. Like I said, like that Boston album, it just was all over.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. And the second album, there's no way they could match it.
No.
They just tried to make an album that sounded the same. And
that's kind of, the same with Tom Petty. I mean, Tom Petty's first one was good, but it wasn't great. I mean, I think it's great, but it's not.
I'm making the argument that I can't think of more than a half a dozen bands ever that had that.
Yeah, I'm having trouble.
Yeah, because even like Van Morrison, he didn't start with Astral Weeks. It was blowing your mind.
Yeah.
That's a good video. Even like McCartney's debut as a solo artist.
Christian says the first 2 Monkees albums. Well, I tend to agree. I like them. The first album, yeah, but the second album, really, they didn't even know it was coming out. Like it was just.
It was all recorded at the same.
Like it was just manufactured from. Rachel's here. Yeah, I thought of Hendrix too. Are You Experienced and Axis Boldest Love? That's ones I considered. Rachel, you're more than welcome to join us. I'm
trying to think.
There's not a lot, though, is there?
No.
Yeah.
I definitely agree about Zeppelin, no doubt.
Yeah.
Never listened to a full Hendrix album in my life.
And the first that Chicago CTA album when it came out was incredible, and then the second one comes out and it was just as good. But after that, it was just like they started to.
The first Jackson Browne album, again, good.
I thought about Jackson Browne too.
Yeah, it wasn't Late for the Sky.
No, that's what turned me off.
The band. You've got music from Big Pink and then the band. Those are fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's true.
Excellent.
I actually prefer the band over Big Pink.
Okay, Sam is outnumbered. 3 Canadians and
1 Levon.
And Levon Helm.
Yeah, from the South.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Glenn. Good to see everybody.
Hey, Rachel.
You too.
Yeah. So the topic is first great albums, their first band album.
Yeah, a band that put out a great, like a Led Zeppelin debut or something like that, and then their second album was just as good. There's very
and the follow-up's just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do 1-2 punch. The Cars with the Cars, and then they followed that with Candio. Both albums were pretty good. Dangerous Type is such a great rocker. Let's see who else is super great. Legendary bands. So yeah, we talked about Pink Floyd. I'm trying to think some of the others' favorite bands.
There's not a lot. When you think of all the classic bands, Beatles, Stones,
Beach
Dylan,
Boys.
none of them can be included.
The Who. Because all the
I don't know about the Beatles. I don't know because every album's so good with them. I'm so biased with the Beatles anyway.
Yeah, we're all biased, but yeah.
Well, they're special, but they weren't.
And it's hard to remember because I was too young when they first broke to go. Okay, well, everybody was yeah music. She loves you, yeah. Can't buy me love. I mean, this is like everything happens so quick with them.
But it was of the times. That's what the songs were like.
Yeah, it's Please Me, and like you were saying, it's mostly covers on that one.
Yeah.
But then the second one, Meet the Beatles. Or with the Beatles, or Beatlemania with the Beatles, as we got in Canada.
That's what blew everyone away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can obviously do it for a lot of artists.
If that was the first one, then I could include them. But I don't think with Please Me, you can say that they had the double.
1-2 punch. No, certainly not. Yes, they're the sophomore. When a lot of bands hit their stride on that third album. There's so many bands you can look at and they go, oh, that third album, and then 3, 4, 5 go boom, boom, boom.
Glenn, I know one for you, Crimson King.
Who?
In the Court of the Crimson King.
Yeah, but Poseidon's not as good. No way. Not even close. It's not a bad album, but it's
King
not.
Crimson.
What about what if I don't know? Again, it's not out of my wheelhouse. What about Rush or Yes or any of those guys?
The first Rush album. No,
that's the one without Neil Peart, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not completely out of my wheelhouse.
That was going to be my next video. Now I gave it all away, just for your own pleasure.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, so you went through Dylan's whole discography, Glenn. You went and ranked Dylan. That is hard to do.
It was hard to do. Thank God I got that set so I could do it.
I might be getting that set the last. Like I've been buying a box set one a month each month this year. So I might, and it's either going to be that or Elvis. The Elvis one that's got
I've heard that's really good.
Yeah, they're both, they're both good. So
yeah. How much Elvis do I need in my life though?
Hey, how about Elvis's number 1 and 2? So Elvis Presley, famous.
I wonder. I don't even know what they would be.
Emulated. Number 2 with the profile looking up. I mean, back in the time, it's just hard for us being so young. It's hard to think that
50s albums,
at our age,
rock albums are hard.
But to go back in time that way to try and get the vibe of what was happening.
Yeah. How about Ozzy? I don't know enough about Ozzy.
Oh, both of those are huge. If those are them, then Christian's right.
Oh, that was another band I put on my list with Black Sabbath.
Oh,
Black Sabbath and Paranoid.
Yes. That was so different. Yeah,
but both are fantastic.
Yeah. I like Black Sabbath.
Yeah. I like Uriah Heep's first 2 albums. The first one, very heavy, very humble. And the second one, I think, was Salisbury. which I love. That's my favorite Heap album.
Yeah, they're another band to me that hits their stride later on with Demons and Wizards and The Magician's Birthday.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Rob, about Oasis, you could look at that.
That's a little too contemporary for Glenn, but it absolutely both of those albums are dynamite. They started a new genre almost.
Definitely, maybe in Morning Glory are just so
landmark
strong.
albums.
Richard McCook's here and has awesome. Elvis Costello's first two albums.
Richard, you're up late.
Absolutely, Elvis.
Excited.
Elvis's first three albums, you could say.
And honestly, I know you might get some faces, but the first Kiss album is pretty greatest hits heavy.
Oh, and what was there? Well, okay. The first one is with the faces on the cover.
With the alternate makeup.
Yeah, and then the number 2, what was the second Kiss album?
Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell, number 2, and then followed by Dressed to Kill. Yeah. That's those I bought Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill when they came out.
And then after that was Destroyer.
Yeah, well, and I never bought that one though.
But that's just
I just know Beth.
Yeah,
how is she?
Hear you calling. They were good. They were a lot of fun, But I want to rock and roll all day and party, or all night and party every day, or whatever it goes. You know that song anyway.
Rachel, I noticed you did a video and I hadn't watched it yet. I was just going to watch it and then I got busy. But on Great Canadian Albums or something, I saw a 25-minute video there. Yeah.
So there's 2 minutes of that as Fred Putterman's doing that's the Vinyl Community College. He's doing an auction tomorrow. He's got really esoteric off the wall stuff, jazz and some really different kind of music. That's going at 11 o'clock Central Time. So I did a little blurb for him in there. But I show, 13 albums or so, CDs and LPs, and it's a response to 2 fellow Canadians. This vinyl obsession, I think, this sonic obsession, this vinyl, and they're 2 guys out in Nova Scotia, and they're both super guys, and so I wanted to support them. They just did one on their Canadian bit, so I said I'll support them, fellow Canucks, right? I'll get in there, and I said okay, because they challenged me. He said, "Come on, Rachel, you got to do this." So I said, "All right." It's been a while since I did a discussion of some of the Canadian bands.
So, Rob and I want you to listen to this one. Just came out yesterday.
Okay, who is
Guy Wallace?
Guy Wallace, yeah.
Terribly good. How good is this, Rob?
I said it's the best rock album I've heard in a decade.
Okay, and where is she located?
Toronto area.
She's TO, yeah.
Fantastic.
And of course, Rob's got all those tellies. I made a facetious comment.
I said I'd trade him. If anybody in Edmonton's watching,
I told him I'd trade him two Telecasters for the Beatles in mono if he's got it.
Oh,
well, it looks like he needs another Telecaster,
2
like
tellies
for a hole in the head.
I have what is it? There's 5 behind me. There's another one over. There's 13 guitars in this room.
Yeah,
there's 5 tellies behind me. There's one on the other wall, and in a week or 2 there'll be another one on the wall. So there'll be 7 in here.
Wow.
Briar's right with Bad Company, first 2 albums. Anyway, Rob, those look fantastic. I like the orange one. It looks like it's got a Bixby on it. No, it doesn't.
Nope. It's a 1997 California Series telly. They only made them for 1 year.
Yeah, I love the color on it.
Yeah. And
I got a Mexican there.
Nice.
And then I've got that classic vibe from the Squire series, but it's quite good. It's got double binding on it. It's a very attractive instrument. So
nice. That's my baby right there. The butterscotch blonde one is an all original 78.
78, beautiful. Well, I mean, all of them look great though.
And then this one here, the walnut one there, I built.
Yes, from one of the kits.
No, from scratch.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's skills, Rob.
Well, the neck I bought from Warmouth, and then everything else I built, and the same with this one here.
Wow, you got skills.
Thanks.
There's no way I do that. I made a breadboard once. It was supposed to be like an inch thick. It ended up being like about yay thick. My mom and dad kept it because it was so horrible. No skill, no woodworking skill at all. True story. When I was in school, I had my buddy make my well, I failed my woodworking box, like we would make a shoe box. I failed that outright. Then I was in medical shop, and they were teaching us how to arc weld. And I said, okay, now you got to put the helmet on because you'll go blind if you don't look at the sport, you go blind. So I'm like, oh, great. This is something I'm not looking for. So I'm going to arc weld with the visor not there. And also, don't touch this at the table while you're doing the arc because you're going to weld yourself to the table. I'm going, Jesus Christ. I'm 13. I said, this is horrible. And I ended up getting my buddy to make my bonbon dish for me.
Oh, that's funny.
I never finished. And the shop teacher knew I was shit at it. So he goes, this isn't Williams. Who did this? I go, it's not me. You know, I did it. I didn't do it. It was, you know, I got Jeff build it for me.
Oh man, drop days.
Oh man,
I had to make a pin tray and a metal, and then a
yeah.
table.
You remember these little projects we had, Glenn? God, do you know the funny story too is like, you know, it's the early 70s, so all the boys had long hair. There's a guy named Donnie Danbrook. I think Donnie may be gone now, but anyway, bless him. But Donnie was there. He's this blonde-haired kid. He was a really cute little kid, but he had long blonde locks. So there's Danbrook caught up in the lathe, right? His hair's all wrapped up. So the teacher, he had the kind of funny accent. I don't know. Gray was his name, Mr. Gray, John Gray. So Gray's there going, gather around, fellas. Come on, back to the class. So all the guy, okay, we all have to stop whatever we're doing. All right, gentlemen, what do you notice here? Somebody goes, Danbrook's hair is cut in the lathe. There's Danbrook.
Oh, no.
That's right, gentlemen.
That's hilarious.
Cut in the lathe. That was, you know, school is funny that way. You know, like the obvious. And some kid's so disinterested, right? His hair's
our woodworking teacher, Mr. Fisher, he was showing people how to cut something on the jigsaw. And he cut his fingers off.
No, no, really?
Yeah, the end of his finger.
Oh, God.
The teacher did?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Go
God.
do it this way.
Oh, jeez, that's horrific. I would be scarred for life with that one.
Yeah, you know, a bunch of guys in grade 10, they're going, oh. My buddy worked in this factory with a bunch of crazy newfies. And the one guy cut his finger off on a machine, and they couldn't find the finger. So they took him to the hospital. They found the finger like hours and hours later, too late to put it back on. And the guy hadn't returned back to work yet. You know what they did? They taped the finger to the start button on the machine. So when he come back to work, he would.
He would just be able to join up.
Oh my
and
word!
Then, after that was all over, my buddy took it home. He was disgusted that they did that, and he took the finger and he put it in his pocket and he forgot about it.
Oh,
and he got home and he opens the door. This is my best friend Gord. He opens the door and his brother's girlfriend was sleeping on the couch. It's like 2 a.m. or something. He gets home from work. He turns on the light and she kind of wakes up all groggy, and he goes, he finds the finger when he pulls out to get the keys. And he goes, hey, check this out. He throws the finger.
No. Oh, no. That is horrible. That is horrible. Hi, Mark.
Story.
Mark, how are you?
Fellow Canadian.
Oh, that's a hilarious
Man, that's
story.
a great story, Glenn, but horrible. My dad, I found a garter snake, or my dad did when I was like 4. And he goes, take this, show your mom. She'll like this. So I take the garter snake out to my mom. She just screams in horror. And I start laughing. I'm 4 because I just thought her reaction was hilarious because it's just a little snake.
Yeah, DJ, they attached the teacher got his finger back. Yeah. The other poor gentleman didn't.
Yeah, the teacher was okay, right?
Yeah,
so
he was.
Otherwise,
Okay.
He's
he
a guitar player. Yeah, joined Black Sabbath.
I'll tell you, we were up at we had a family cottage, and my buddy had a Volkswagen, and my other friend, we had a little moped. Remember those little mopeds, those bikes?
Yeah, love those bikes.
So my buddy was riding the moped, and we following us along a little cottage area, just cruising around, not going fast or anything like that. And we got far enough out of town, the moped broke down. So we thought, we didn't know where to put it. So we said, well, there was this piece of, remember that wire, that coiled wire, and it was like a rope, and it had like a wire wrapping around it. So I said, well, why don't you hold on, like get on the moped, and I'll sit in the back of the Volkswagen, and I'll hold on to the wire, and we'll just tow you. You can just hold it. Okay, like that. We go around a corner, and he lets go because he gets scared, and that wire thing went underneath the wheel of the car. Like that, and I'm holding it like this right on my lap, and it shoots right through my hand. All the wire slices my hand like right wide open.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if I was more well endowed, I would have been castrated.
I'm so sorry, Glenn. Oh my God. Yeah,
cut right through my pants.
Yeah,
into my leg. Yeah. Almost lost my thumb.
Holy smoke! So, Rob, you're in Alberta, or are you in Ontario?
No, I'm about an hour west of Toronto.
Oh, okay. So you're Ontario, center of the universe, Toronto.
Well, the people in Toronto seem to think so.
Well, that's the big joke, right? Canadians always say that. But
Rob, just wanted to let you know, Vegas 6, Montreal Canadiens 3. Sorry.
Wow. Do you not recall me saying I don't want to talk about hockey right now?
Okay, so obviously you're a Habs fan with the colors there.
Yep.
Yeah, I got my little. We're in the middle of selling the house, but I got my Toronto's my team, but my younger brother was Montreal, so it was always I got the Toronto stuff, and then he'd get the Montreal stuff. So I was always blue, he was always red. If there were two coats I'd get the blue one, he'd get it was always like this growing up. Mark Glassman, we are the center of the universe, he owns it.
Yes. So today I go to the record store, and you think I'd spend money on records, but no. I go and I buy. I found hats.
Oh yeah.
Rappa there, David Bowie. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, why not?
I didn't have any records. I didn't have any money for records.
Could you imagine David Bowie in a baseball cap?
No. Nice fedora.
A wide bill, white fedora. Yeah.
DJ Chanclay, LA Kings.
I thought about this one too, John.
Oh,
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Deja Vu.
They work. On my list. I give them. They win. That
was one of my half dozen that I came up with.
Good call.
LA Kings. We're not talking hockey, Rob. We're depressing Rob.
I know.
Well, aren't the Leafs hurting like big time?
There's articles, they're just horrible. Reports. They're getting slammed here like you have no idea.
Yeah. It's so tough. They just have a hard time. Remember the old saying used to be they're a heart attack, a Harold Ballard heart attack away from the cup.
Yeah.
But I remember 67, the last time Toronto won it.
Yeah, it was 14
George
years
Armstrong,
old,
captain, the chief, George Armstrong holding the cup. Davey Keon was my favorite player at number 14.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Davey.
Yeah. Another one that
Johnny Bauer guy.
You could go with the Ramones debut.
Oh, Ramones are great. Yeah. Now
I'm not familiar with Ramones enough.
And then also Mr. Tambourine Man by the Byrds.
Those two albums. Yeah, when you think about it, though, there's some filler on both those albums, too. Like, they've got some classics, and then...
There is, but, I mean, I could say maybe the same for the first Zeppelin album. Like, what is it?
No
Get out of here.
No filler on that.
No filler. Not a note.
What is it? For me, anyway.
Oh, Madonna did good with her first couple.
But you don't like Visions of Johanna.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
You're no judge.
Madonna's first two hits, weren't they good? You had the self-titled, and then you had Like a Virgin. Wasn't Like a Virgin number 2?
Probably those. Yeah, they're kind of out of my wheelhouse, though.
And I might be crucified for this on YouTube. But last night I just watched the new Weird Al parody movie.
So did I.
Good?
Absolutely hilarious.
It's awesome.
Really?
Absolutely.
So what's the story on it? Tell me about that one.
So I won't give any spoilers away because it's hilarious. It's just a great campy fun time. It starts though with Weird Al himself saying like, this is 100% true, this movie, which, he can say it and you can already tell, all right, this movie's going to be completely inaccurate.
Nothing about it is true.
Yeah. Nothing about it's true. It's literally like it's a parody of his life, which is the genius of it.
So they filmed it to be totally serious, but everything that's in it is a complete parody of his actual life. And they're brilliant.
it like, for example, I'm not gonna give anything away, but it was like he wrote the melody to the song, like the song "Eat It," which is obviously a song "Beat It" by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired of doing parodies. I want to do my original music. I want to be a serious artist. So he writes "Eat It," and then they are watching MTV and they hear "Beat It" on the TV or on the radio, and he's like, he stole my melody, and he's like, I will forever be linked to Michael Jackson now. And it's just stuff like that. It's just absolutely, it's like him and Madonna have a relationship.
Evan Rachel Wood plays an absolutely perfect Madonna.
Oh,
She's
really?
Brilliant.
And there are a ton of comedian cameos, like Conan O'Brien is Andy Warhol.
Yep.
Rainn Wilson is Dr. Demento.
Who's streaming it?
It's on the Roku channel.
Roku. Okay.
Yeah. It just premiered yesterday, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and watch this because I like Weird Al. I think he's hilarious. And that movie, I was laughing out loud alone in my apartment.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, that's the first one, Lucky Star, and then what was the other one? Holiday. Those are off her first album. So 2 hits right away off that. And then I think she followed that up with Like a Virgin, which that went through the roof with
huge.
A lot of hits off that.
They're just out of my wheelhouse, so I can't really.
Yeah. The comment on that particular artist.
Hey, there you go, Briar.
Holiday was a great song.
Yeah, I saw her in concert in
Really?
87.
Wow.
In 87. So I saw her on the Who's That Girl tour. And so I mean it was a great show. She put on a big show. I saw U2 around the same time with Joshua Tree. Ooh, so it was a good time. The late 80s, a lot was happening around there.
Wow.
I went down to Seattle to watch Madonna.
Anybody isn't Bono promoting a book now or something?
Bono has his autobiography coming out.
I don't know if that's good or not.
I've heard it's going to be really good. He was just on Colbert, and he did like this different version of With or Without You. It was beautiful.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I'm a huge U2 fan. I didn't like that version.
Huh.
It was kind of like a Springsteen on Broadway kind of take on it.
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow. I agree with Sheryl Crow, John. I've got both those albums. Globe Sessions are excellent as well. So Sheryl, I got to look at Sheryl because I got about 3 or 4 albums from her. So I got to figure out.
Tuesday Night Music Club is one of my holy grails on vinyl.
Really?
I don't have it. I'm desperately looking for it.
Well, they're hard to find, aren't they?
They're impossible to find. They came out on Record Store Day about 4 years ago, and I missed it. And now they're hundreds of dollars.
Okay, yeah. Her first one is Tuesday Night Music Club. Got it. Then she followed it up with Sheryl Crow. Got it, which is great. And then the Globe Sessions. So really, her first 3 albums are just boom, boom, boom. They're really great, all 3 of them.
Yeah. Are they? They're hard to find on vinyl.
Tuesday Night Music Club was only a limited Record Store Day press, as far as I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, John, they're all good. And then the Globe Sessions came after. I got them all on CD.
Were they just originally released on CD only?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking now for that Sheryl Crow. I mean, there's a reissue by Walmart for $25.
Of what?
The first Sheryl Crow, Tuesday Night.
Where? On vinyl?
Walmart. I'm looking right now. Tuesday Night Music Club, $25.48.
On vinyl?
Let me see.
Got to be CD.
According to on the Google Browse page, it's showing as vinyl.
But sometimes when you click and go to order, it'll say not available. We'll let you know when it's in or something, even though they show it.
Hold on.
That'd be Walmart.com.
Oh wow. Okay, here's another one. We got Sinead O'Connor can be added to the list because she did The Lion and the Cobra.
It might be a CD.
Gotta be.
And she followed that up with Nothing Compares to You.
Okay.
So those are 2 big things. Oh no, it's called I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, but Lion and the Cobra and I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got.
Okay.
Both of them are great.
I'm just familiar with the second one.
Yeah, a Lion and Cobra is excellent. And I think it's got Black Boys on Mopeds on that one, I think. I'm not sure. Mandinka's off the first one. Mandinka. It's a rocking little thing.
I should check that out, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a CD, Rob. It was sold through.
Yeah, according to Discogs, there was only the 2018 Record Store Day pressing.
And that one was also sold through a second party through Walmart as well.
It's
You're right,
crazy.
though. It's showing like $199 on Discogs, like $199.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy you can't buy stuff like that. It's just silly.
But I mean, I always look like what Josh at the flip side says. He said if you wait long enough, something will be reissued, especially something
Yeah.
like that. That's not like a powerhouse album necessarily.
Mhm.
It's going to be put out some other time.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I will never pay for a Grail. It's
Yeah.
coming eventually. It has to. Even the Beatles mono stuff, it's coming eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how old are you and I going to be, Glenn?
Well, that's true. If you want it before you, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Thomas agrees. There
We're
we
running
go.
out of time here.
Yeah, you
We're
and
not
I.
getting
Are,
impatient.
my God. Sam's sitting there. I got time. Sam's just laughing. Hey, can I have your collections when you kids are out of here?
Yeah. You can't talk female vocalists that mention Yoko Ono. Yeah.
Yoko. Holy smokes. Yoko power vocals.
She's got a career.
She's got a voice. Yes.
Oh,
And she uses it.
So does a cat when you run it over with a car.
Let's not slam Yoko.
yeah, I mean, there's so many that are out of my wheelhouse too, but that are probably, I would think Dusty Springfield probably started out of the gate pretty strong.
Yeah. No, there's probably a ton in that regard. If I just stuck to the classic rock kind of pop.
Yeah, within our classic
Yeah.
range of things.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's probably lots of jazz albums and crooner albums. I mean, I'm sure Frank.
Yeah, or just go to. Do you use Discography at all, or Discogs?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you, Belladonna by Stevie Nicks was a debut.
That was a good album, but
Great album.
the next one wasn't so good. Was it Stand Back? No.
No.
I bought those albums when they came out, and Belladonna is a good album.
The
but
Wild
next one
Heart. Wild Heart was next.
yeah, that wasn't that good.
Did you?
Really controversial on this is because their second album really tanked initially, but then in hindsight's been seen as their kind of maybe their best. Is Weezer's debut, the Blue album, followed up by Pinkerton. And Pinkerton's been critically reappraised, everybody goes. And generally, if you ask people what their favorite Weezer albums are, it's either going to be the Blue album or Pinkerton. And I believe Saturday Night Live, it's such a trope that Saturday Night Live did a whole skit based on what's better, the Blue album or Pinkerton. Yeah. Dire Straits coming out with their self-titled Dire Straits.
And then Communicate was second, right?
Yeah, I think Communicate came out next.
Yeah. Yeah, Dire Straits really didn't have any bad albums for a while.
How many do they have total? 5?
Five albums.
Yeah.
They didn't go that long.
Kind of like it was like the Police too.
Yeah.
I still think you're wrong about the Eagles, Glenn. You really are.
Really? I don't think that first Eagles album is
There's
that
some
good,
big
man.
hits on both of those.
3
albums.
hits, all filler.
Oh, come on. It's better than some of these other albums we've talked about that had like 2 hits.
Who? Like?
I don't know.
I'm an Eagles fan, but that's the last Eagles. Well, I can't say that though. What was the last one they did that sold in Walmart? The Eat of Eden.
Long Road Out of Eden.
Oh, that makes me vomit and throw up a little bit in my mouth when I hear that.
That album, if it had been a single album and they cut all the shit out of it, it would have been an okay album.
It sounded like they were too lazy to make an album. They phoned the manager of the Backstreet Boys and said, "Could you guys make an album for us and call it the Eagles?" That's what it sounds like.
No.
It's awful.
No.
Rob needs an antacid or something.
Jesus.
It's just horrid. Now, I thought about James Taylor too, but James Taylor had that debut on Apple and then Sweet Baby.
Yeah, that wasn't James Taylor's debut on Apple was not all that. Because he did like the redo of Fire and Rain. Like he did Fire and Rain on that, didn't he? And then he did it again.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell. Yeah, Joni Mitchell. I think she might rate. I think Joni Mitchell would score.
You could also do the first Buffalo Springfield.
I thought about them too. The first 2 Buffalo Springfield albums are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even What was Neil's first album?
Nah, see, well, the Neil Young album's not bad. The self-titled one, but
Yeah.
it's not great. But everybody knows This Is Nowhere is incredible.
Carrie Underwood. I don't know enough about her. You know what she did?
Me neither.
She's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one would. I don't doubt anybody that's made it and's got millions of followers. I don't care who they are, what genre. They know something I don't. So I don't judge anybody or take a pot at them for it.
Yeah. No,
because it's to their credit.
Yeah, she did all right.
Like somebody like Taylor Swift. I don't take too seriously that she's got all 10 spots in the Billboard or whatever it is, because it's the modern era. It's a different time period and everything.
Exactly.
But I still think it's a great accomplishment that she's obviously very popular and is resonating with legions of young girls everywhere and a few guys, I guess.
I heard that new album and I liked it.
Are you a Swiftie? Are you becoming a Swiftie?
I am a Swiftie. I will admit it. I am a Swiftie.
I'm telling you, I was close.
Proudly so, right?
Chris Brophy is too.
I not only have all of Taylor's albums, I've been to a Taylor Swift concert, and it was fucking fantastic.
God. Holy, wow. Look at you. Look at you, you Canadian.
He's showing his feminine side.
Yeah, you Canadian. Are you a brony? Have you heard about this?
The hell's a brony?
They're the ones that My Little Pony, their thing with the little horses, they're pink. And there's these males that are really into the little pony thing.
Oh,
and they're called bronies.
My uncle told me about that. Was there a documentary about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. Absolutely. So
yeah.
Holy song. But yeah, Joni Mitchell. So her 1 and 2, Discography, Song for a Seagull and Clouds. I think those are first 2 Discography. Let me look, make sure I got the names right on them. Yeah, Song to a Seagull and Clouds are her first 2.
What about Creedence? They had 2 fantastic first albums.
Although, I love Creedence. The first album does have some good songs on it, but not a real solid total. Again, not a great album all the way through.
How did Simon Garfunkel get on with
Q? What are the good songs on the first Creedence album?
Let me look. Hold on. I got
to pull Spell on You.
Hold on. What do we got here? We got I Put a Spell on You, Susie Q. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. It's
yeah, there's some.
I mean, I like everything that's on. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not as strong as. Yeah.
See, here's Thomas. We're back to Iris DeMent. Everything comes around again.
Yeah,
I would love to hear these albums. I'm looking for them. She's amazing. You know who else has a book coming out now?
We're just doing Glenn's work for him. We're just doing we're doing all the research for his next video.
I know you would say Plastic Ono Band, Glenn, but I mean, if you want to consider technically that the first John Lennon album, if you don't count like the Wedding album or something.
Yeah, I wasn't really counting John, Paul, and George because they're, with the Beatles history,
they're already set up
new artists kind of, or debuts. We were, I think if John Lennon would have sat and read the phone book, we probably all would have bought it.
I would have.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
So then, by that logic, we can't say the Traveling Wilburys because both of those albums are amazing.
Yeah,
right? Volume 3 is not that good.
What are you talking about, man?
Come on. Volume 1 is fantastic, and Volume 3 is not as strong.
It's not as strong, but it's still.
There we go. That's my argument.
It's still
not as strong.
No, but your criteria was
it's not as strong as the first.
A first and second album that are outstanding.
That are both strong, that are both as strong as one another.
Yeah. I'd say they're almost equally as strong.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no, I think I was disappointed in the second one.
So
I never listened to it. You ever listen to it?
I just sent out $180 for 2 records. $180, two records. A first pressing Sgt. Pepper Mono, UK press.
Oh.
And a first UK press of Beatles for Sale Mono.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, UK. So that's this 2022, my resolution was buy a box set each month. Okay. So this month it hasn't arrived yet. I went through Steve Westman. He's one of the people in the vinyl community. Really good guy. Talks to a lot of the engineers and stuff. And so he said, I said, how are you getting this? The Beatles aren't available on Amazon.ca. I don't want to order from the Americans. I got my Prime Canadian thing, so I'll get it quicker. And they weren't offering it. It wasn't available. So I go, Steve, what are you doing? You're in Canada. What did you do? And he goes, oh, I went with udiscover.ca. I go, oh, okay. So then I signed my life away, 300 Canadian dollars for my Revolver. And then I get a message. Your beautiful Revolver box set is now in Illinois, awaiting distribution to our. So I'm like, what the hell? I ordered through udiscover.ca, but it's just like a cover page for an American company. I'm going, oh shit. Now it's got to go through customs, and if I
you get the duty charge.
You believe it, Glenn?
Yeah.
I bought this bloody Queen box set up here. Okay, now this came through Quality Records, right? That's Chad Kassem's outfit. So that's great. I have no complaints about the box or anything. It is fantastic. March. So anyway, the damn box, it cost me $100 in duty fees on top of like $500 what it was paying already. So, I mean, it's a top dollar item, but what do you do? Needle and the damage done. But so now, anyway, I got fooled because I was thinking, oh, okay, yeah, with a Canadian company, I love that. And then it'll ship within Canada, probably come from Quebec or New Brunswick or something. And I'll be all happy. But no, it's in Illinois. And of course, anything that goes into Illinois ends up in Chicago. Chicago, things just swirl around in there for a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Joe, should we send this one not yet? No, just throw her through again. Got her, Rick. And then it goes back in and rotates around. So it's just like, my God. So mine still hasn't arrived. I believe it's just arrived in Ontario because it came out of Kentucky or some bloody thing. Now it's arrived in Ontario. Now, of course, it's got to pedal its way
You'll get
out to Vancouver Island.
Yeah. See a Christmas present. Yeah. My daughter sent me some pills for my dog, some liver supplements from Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Mailed it up.
Yeah.
I get an email that or a tracking. We track it because it hadn't shown up. You know where it was? In Vancouver.
It went from
Orlando,
Florida.
Florida. They sent it to Vancouver, and then they're going to ship it to the Toronto area.
Makes 0 sense at all.
Makes 0 sense, and held on to it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, so I wanted the new Grateful Dead box set from dead.net. And I've ordered from the past, like last time I ordered something from a $200 set, ended up costing me almost $400 by the time it got here with shipping and duty. So I said to my daughter, I said, I really like this for Christmas. If my two daughters, my wife will split on it. It's $175 US. So I said, have it shipped directly to my daughter in Orlando, Florida, because it'll be free shipping domestically in the US.
Yeah.
And then we can figure out how to get it up here and get by the duty, when one of us is driving.
Yeah, we're like a bunch of criminals trying to coordinate.
So my daughter totally ignores my wishes and just says, oh, just have it sent straight up. So all of a sudden it goes to my other daughter's house in Oshawa. Now this $175 set is almost $300. And then we got a neat note from my daughter saying, I just got a $50 bill for duty.
Yeah.
So $176 turned into $350.
You got it. We are being punished. You know what hurts me as well is just I'm so naive, Glenn. I'm so naive. When we did the free trade agreement, I thought, oh, okay, I buy so much tax off an American book. I can order books from America and I'll get my book just like it was in Canada. It's a free world and we're all children holding hands. And it didn't work that way at all. My government made fun. It's like, okay, well, let's send this thing out of freaking industrial Hamilton or whatever, and we'll send this down to Mexico, save a few bucks on building the Honda, and I'm like, oh my God. So those guys all benefited, but the little people, we didn't benefit from it.
No.
Jason, is your Revolver really stuck in Illinois?
That's funny. They're all in Illinois.
Where's Jason at? Jason, are you up here too? And hold it. What's he playing there? It looks like a duo jet, but I could be wrong. What do you got there? Is that a duo jet? What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I think so. Kind of looks like it.
It looks duo jet-ish.
It looks like a guitar to me.
Well, come on, it is
Illinois
a
is a
guitar.
vast wasteland of BS.
Wow.
I love DC Toon-Time. He's one of the fellows that shows up on my live stream. He's an actually professional illustrator. He does commercial advertising. He's a cartoonist.
Wow.
So he's worked for the big companies like Hanna-Barbera, but he's done a lot of
Whoa.
advertisement and stuff. So
Jeez.
really, really nice guy. Really happy to have.
He's a good supporter of my channel as of late. Yeah.
I can't do
fantastic, Sam. Really,
I can't
good.
draw a good stick man, so I'm always impressed.
Well,
by people
I
like
always
that.
fancied myself pretty good. I would doodle Batman and all the superheroes. It is a duo jet.
Look at that.
And
Well, I forgot Jason's in Bob Cajun, north of Toronto.
Okay. So, Bob, see, I wouldn't have heard, but there's a song, Bob Cajun.
Yeah,
by
Tragically Hip.
right?
Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
There you go. How did I know?
That's
Wow.
crazy.
That was a bonus cut on Revolver.
Tax, yeah,
Mhm.
tax crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
one of the working titles.
Yeah, right.
So Rachel, I got to ask you about you're trying to move. I know that.
Yeah.
I tried to ask you a question the other day on your live chat, and you kind of just
Things
didn't
get
answer.
lost. Things get lost.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting up, but like upwards, like I've had up to 300 people in there for a
Yeah.
channel of my size. It's just astounding,
Yeah.
Glenn.
But-
We average now about 200, 220, 230 is not difficult. It is not an unusual number to have watching a show. We're so happy with how it's going
Yeah.
and everything.
But
So what's the question?
I'm going to be in the same boat as you. Probably next spring, we're going to sell and try and downsize a little bit, and it might end up being a condo or something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
something smaller.
Whatever
In
you
my
do,
music
you gotta
room-
have your music. Yeah.
My music room is going to shrink to a room probably 12. I'm going to say 12 by 12 if I'm lucky.
Okay,
And in
that's
that
not
12
bad.
by 12 space, I'm going to have to put all my records, all my CDs, my stereo, and some kind of a chair.
I think with a 12 by 12, you know, I would work to see about building a built-in, just
Yeah.
customize it yourself, maybe get a guy in to build it
Yeah.
for you. Sue and I built our own. We may well, certainly whatever we're going to do that. What's going to happen is that this is going to sell for a lot more than what we're buying.
Yeah, that's the plan. We got the plan like that.
We're house rich and
It's like
capital
most people
poor.
our age, we're equity rich and cash poor.
Tobias, that's a good question for Tobias on the other end. So what's happened is we're just downsizing, Glenn.
Yeah.
The house is going to be on the market very soon. And but the music room is paramount for me at this point in my life. I'm so enjoying it, you know, and having the records and doing the whole thing.
Yeah,
but my record collection isn't that big. I want to keep it at about 1,000 records.
Yeah.
Ballpark thereabouts.
Yeah.
How many more records do I need, really?
Yeah. But do you plan on keeping everything in one room?
I think I can do it.
Yeah.
I think I can do it. The way we're looking, the type of thing we're looking at buying really cheap and then putting 100,000 or so into renovation kind of thing and do it that way and customize everything, you know. So we'll see how it goes.
It's tough downsizing for music people. Yeah, I'm buying a tent to live in. That's yeah. I was thinking cardboard box under a bridge, but
it would be so easy if there wasn't the music thing. Then I wouldn't care. I could go anywhere.
Me too. That'd be the same. If all I did is watch TV all day, we wouldn't even just need a 1-bedroom apartment, and we'd be fine.
Yeah. The other thing I'm on, Glenn, is about upgrading. Rob, what kind of system do you got for your system?
It's nothing elaborate, and I've said many times I'm by no means an audiophile. So, my stereo is it's a Yamaha natural sound system that's sort of been cobbled together, and the amplifier and the CD player were my dad's from late 90s, I guess. And then I've added the network media streamer, and then my turntable is just a Sony PS11 direct drive from the 80s, and I've got some Technics floor speakers. Nothing fancy, but it does the job for what I need to do.
Yeah. Well, I've got a Rega P2, but I'm going to upgrade. I'm thinking I think it's pretty much a done deal. I'll get a P6 because it's got to be a big jump.
Yeah.
If I had gone to a P3, the kick and the improvement doesn't justify
Exactly.
the expenditure.
Yeah.
If I go that far up, then you can actually start telling what's happening. Hey,
Whoa.
John.
Hello.
John, how are you?
Hey,
He's
John.
like, every time I see John, he's out walking.
I am. I'm walking. That's my new
He's
series.
walking
Yeah.
in the night.
I think he's been kicked out of the house.
I have. It's too much music. I
Nice
bought
to
that
see
one
you,
Billy
John.
Joel album. You
He's
too,
just
Rachel.
wandering. There's probably a sign somewhere in a post office saying, "Have you seen this man?"
Yeah.
He's
No, but the
missing.
car looks
I know,
good.
Glenn, you're rocking a really good system. You got Bowers and Wilkins speakers, right?
No, I got monitor audio speakers.
Monitor audio. You got your Moon
I got my
amplifier.
Moon amp, which I love, Canadian made.
They are not cheap. Those Moons either. They're
No, I got
high
a good
end
deal.
quality.
I got a demo unit, really cheap.
Yeah, smart.
So I was lucky.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and my Oppo CD player, which I think it's getting old. I'm not really happy with the sound of my CDs anymore. I'm starting to think I need to.
Oh, really? Okay. I love
think
my
it's getting
Marantz.
old.
My Marantz brings those CDs to life like nothing.
I
They're
really want one of those Marantz. That's kind of what I'm looking at. But
yeah, the 8006 CD,
Exactly.
8006 is the latest incarnation.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how great they are.
yeah, the only problem is I'm so invested in SACDs and Blu-ray audio and stuff, which
Oh,
they
yeah, you want a
always-
sack for it, yeah.
So I don't know if I want to give up that. I might
No,
I
you
might just
don't.
sell all those and just buy regular Redbook CDs and
I
put that
don't
money
know, man.
towards the Marantz.
Well, and with the Marantz is a nice unit for
Yeah.
what it is. Now, I don't know if the new one will play SACDs. Certainly, the earlier models did not.
Yeah, no, they don't.
And
Yeah.
and did you know Lee Majors is still alive? Hi, Rod. By the way, happy.
Rod's here. Glenn, I just finished watching your Beatles video you did yesterday, man. Great video. Thanks, Rod.
And Rod's got a contest going, everybody.
Yes, Rod does have a contest
Yeah,
going.
I did. I entered. I've done my due diligence for Rod.
Lee Majors is still alive. Well, he's a $6 million man.
You know who else is still alive? This completely off subject.
Chuck
What's
Norris.
his name? Aston from Adam's Family.
Oh, John Aston?
He's still
Oh,
alive.
John Aston. Yeah.
Oh,
And
the legend.
and
He
he,
must be
teach-
120.
he teaches acting out of college. And
No way.
his stepson is Sean Aston.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because through Patty Duke, is she Patty Duke's son? Is he Patty Duke's son?
I can't
Oh.
remember that.
Is that who John Aston was married to? Is Patty Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at it. I got to look this up now because I'm infinitely curious, John. I'm a sucker for trivia and all that. I got a mind for all that stuff. John Aston, let's see the family life. Spouse says he married to Patty Duke in 72 and he divorced her in 85. Children, including Sean Aston. Let's find about Sean.
So how old is John? Does it say how old he is?
His parents are Patty Duke, the mother, and John is his adoptive father. So Patty Duke's his biological mother.
John's
And
got to be in
Sean-
his 80s, no? At least.
Sean
No,
Aston's
90s.
71. Sean Aston was born in 1971 on George Harrison's birthday.
Wow.
Interesting.
February
John-
18th?
John Aston, his dad was born in 1930, 92 years young now.
Wow.
And he looks pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah, well, he must look after himself, right?
Yeah. Good for him.
Anyway, so I'm thinking of doing the upgrade. So the P6 is there. I've been looking at a lot of vintage gear, particularly because I've got a Marantz. I've got a full Marantz amp, but I'm looking at some of the old 2200 series Marantz. They're highly regarded. I watch a lot of these vintage things. The take is that as far as definition and separation, all that, the modern Marantzes are probably better. But for musicality, so whatever the hell that means, they're saying so even just to run it up the flagpole, see if I can salute it and give it why not try it and see what I think about it. If I get a fully serviced one and all that, and just to play around with it, but have some fun with it.
Well, that P6 will be nice.
Yeah, that I think is probably the sweet spot for the Marantz line of turntables.
Yeah. What does Mazzy have? An 8?
Mazzy's got an RP8, I believe.
RP8,
I think he's got the RP, which is the older model.
Yeah.
Melinda Murphy coming in with the P8 in the Rega line.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just a thing of engineering beauty.
They're great tables.
I try and avoid there's snake oil in everything. You know, they go because if you listen to they talk about tone arms will be different. And the room you're in, of course, makes it different. There's a lot. It's a never-ending hole you can fall into if you're not careful. You know, and then
I
you
just
start
want a
wanting
quality table that I don't have to fart around with. I hate having to.
Yeah, and you and I aren't
thing.
kids, so you know we want one for the last year, the rest of the days.
Yeah, and plug it in and play it. I don't want to tinker with.
Fire and forget. No fishing lines. I don't want to dick around with those little fishing line things. Have you seen that?
No.
Boy,
I hate that.
John, where are you going?
I don't know, Rachel. I don't know where I'm going, or I don't ever know where I'm going. I'm
Who's
just
that guy
walking and
behind you
wandering.
with the club?
That's what I was wondering.
And the goalie mask.
Yeah, this is like watching. This is
Speeding
like
up now.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I just did a video, my walking and talking thing. I did one that night like this, and I did the Cure lullaby, which is freaky enough.
Yeah.
And then right at the end of the video, I run into a spider web, so it's perfect.
Oh wow, that's great.
So when that comes out, it's going to be pretty freaking funny.
Oh, that is funny.
Couldn't ask for better timing on that one.
Yeah, I watched one of your little meandering videos. They're quite nice. You know, it's a different take. You're doing something different than everybody else, which is always something nice if you can do something unique. Yeah, out of all of us are just showing, here I got my record,
He's the anti-Glenn Kellaway who never leaves his basement, just sits on his couch all day.
Yeah, right.
Well, some people can create a niche for themselves because they're buying everything. Like they're just, here's the latest thing. I got it. I got it, and I don't have the pockets to play. So I'm obviously not going to compete with that crowd. And they get really good views because people are naturally interested. Hey, what's the latest? You got the latest? I got the latest. Here it is.
Yeah.
How is it? How is the latest?
Yeah.
So.
Although I don't know how many videos there are in unboxing Revolver. There must be like 6,000.
My whole home feed is black and white. Yeah.
Yeah. I did it and got 400 views. I mean, I was like, might as well. I got the views out of it.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, 400 views in a community like this where we're spread pretty thin and a lot of us are covering the same ground. If you get I'm happy with 400 views on anything I do. I go, okay, that's okay.
How many did you get for being naked, Glenn?
700, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you tapped into another crowd too.
Yeah. I should do all my videos naked. I'd probably make a fortune.
Because I missed
That's
the
called
vote on the
OnlyFans.
Revolver thing with mine stuck in Illinois. I just can't do it. My thing will be, there's Revolver. Anyway, let's talk about the latest from Weezer. They're moving on to their December album, because they've been doing this suite of albums. Autumn, in December is about to come out. So,
what's your next box set, Rachel?
My next box set, this is coming in as the Revolver. Once the Revolver's in, I was hoping the Stones and Mono. We talked about that going privately and publicly.
Good luck with that.
And that'll be next year, from what I understand. The Smart Money's next year. It's not canceled. They are going to do it. It's in the works. Sounds like it's going to be colored vinyl, like the Queen box set, and it'll be the Stones and Mono.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
But yeah, I'll buy it. People don't say it's not the greatest. They didn't source everything from the very best they could have, and it's a mixed bag. But as far as getting those old albums that are nice and clean and fresh, spanky new, there's something really nice about it. And I got to tell you, that Queen box, it really is a treasure. I like the band. I love the music. I was there with them as they were coming up through them. Killer Queen, 1974 was their first North American hit. I had that on 45.
Wow.
So I'm right there pretty much at the beginning. When that came out, I was getting airplay in Canada up here. And it is interesting because sometimes music or a band will do well up here, even bigger than they would do in the US, which is strange. And but it does happen like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Sam and I are all excited for Tom Petty at the Fillmore. That's coming out November 25th.
Me too.
Record store day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, so Stones and look, he's laughing because Rod's got his damn copy. This is why
does he have the original?
Oh, he's got he got it when it came out.
That's mean. Rod, I thought you were nicer than that.
Rod's got it.
That in our face.
But yeah, so I haven't decided what November is going to be. It may be depending on coin and everything, whatever's happening. But I might just get up for. I like getting the vinyl, but sometimes you got to go for a CD box. I've got a few. I got the Blue Oyster Cult one that you have.
Oh, that's
Glenn.
a nice one. Yeah.
You know, it's got their whole discography. I mean, it's a great box.
Great value for that box.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just get the damn Elvis CD. It's the entire thing. I've got a lot of Elvis records. I got about 64 Elvis albums anyway in my collection.
I don't have one.
Oh wow, yeah, Elvis is great. I'm a sucker for Elvis. So, so maybe get the Elvis CD box set, 60 CDs or whatever the hell it is, and then also follow up in December with Bob Dylan, and finally get that beautiful red box that you were showing just a couple of days ago on your channel.
I've got one coming in that's sliding under the radar, and I know Glenn won't care about it. Vince Guaraldi has the Christmas sessions are coming out later this month or early next month. I think it was pushed to the 2nd.
So Vince Guaraldi did the with the Snoopy.
It's the Charlie Brown box set.
Charlie Brown, yeah.
So it's got studio stuff in it and stuff.
What is it?
Christian
all soundtrack stuff?
No, it's the Christmas album box set.
Okay.
So it's like all the studio sessions and hearing the jazz and Guaraldi giving cues and stuff. Really excited about it. But it got pushed out like 2 weeks. It was supposed to come out around the time of Tom Petty, but it got pushed out.
Yeah, the Christmas album
Stones box set when it came out, and I thought it was too expensive. I didn't want to buy it.
Oh, there you go.
What? Right, I thought you had it. I thought you showed it on your channel. Oh, it was you know what I'm thinking? It's your Bob Dylan in mono that you showed.
Oh.
Rod showed the Bob Dylan.
I got the Bob Dylan in mono and in CD and vinyl. So
I did that too, Glenn. I doubled up as well on that one. But I got the CD first, then I got the vinyl.
An essential box if you're doing
it. Was eating at me, man. I get envious. You know, I get FOMO, fear of missing out. You know, I'd see other people with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So similar with the Stones in mono, I want to get that. I didn't get the Beatles singles. I don't like the idea of the international covers. I like either US, Britain, or Canada.
I sold mine.
Those three I'm happy with. And I assume the Aussies got what we got, although I've heard that some of the early pressings are different because of licensing principles in Australia, that they had to use Australian photographers and stuff. And so they had to do some mock-up covers over there that are different from the main catalog that us in Canada and the US and Britain got.
Oh, 3-1 Houston.
No.
It's almost over.
Ooh.
Poor Rich. The cheaters are going to win a World Series.
I would have been my heart would have been with Philadelphia on that.
Yeah,
if
me too.
cares.
It was. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Are you Blue Jays your favorite, Glenn?
Oh yeah, but I'm a closet Yankees fan. When I was a kid, I grew up with the Yankees, like Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, and all those guys were my childhood heroes. So I'm kind of a Yankee fan too.
I always liked the Baltimore Orioles as a kid because they had the little cartoony character on the. So I'm a kid. I go, that's what I like, the little bird. I like the little Oriole.
I like the color of their uniforms.
The only professional baseball game I've ever been to was an Orioles game.
Oh, wow. At least you, well, no, I can't. I've been to one too. I went and saw the Mariners play.
Yeah.
I was really drunk.
The night that I went, Sammy Sosa was with him, and he hit a home run, I remember.
I saw Ken Griffey Jr. play and Alex Rodriguez, because both those guys were Mariners at the time.
Big Mariners at the time, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rodriguez went over to the Yankees after that in a big trade.
Wow.
Yeah. Bottom of the 6th. There's still time.
It is. I got it on.
Yeah. Hey, Rachel, so I always had this question. You know, this thing with Mazzy and 45, that was today, right? When they were really kind of... What is this dynamic? It always feels like Michael is waiting to pounce on Mazzy, and Mazzy's always waiting to, like, you know, be forgiven.
It's pretty simple. It's your take on it's a very simple dynamic. Now, these are two big channels. This is Norman Maslow, Mazzy. We love him. I'm distantly related to him, by the way. Mazzy was adopted, and I do this genealogy stuff. So then Mazzy goes, hey, can you help me out? Or, I said, well, no, he didn't even ask. I just volunteered. I said, look, Mazzy, I can help you out. And let me see your DNA results. He ended up matching my mom, my biological birth mother. I just started to laugh at it. Anyway, he is distantly related to me. Through Pennsylvania, we have Pennsylvania German ancestors in common. I don't know how or where, but I know the other relatives that he matches, I match, and I know their history, and I know my history. Mazzy doesn't know his because he's adopted, right? Anyway, so the dynamic is this. That Mazzy's a sweet kid. He's just like a little guy, and he gets all excited and stuff. And Michael's a serious, somber-minded German. And so when Michael's trying to do something or say something, then Mazzy will get in there, like with the Chad Kassem situation with the box set. Mazzy hates the big box sets. So Michael goes, Mazzy, maybe you don't want to say so much about the box set that Chad Kassem's got a hold of. And Chad Kassem was really mad. So when it was publicly, there was a big thing on my channel where Chad Kassem actually came in. And I swear to God, Chad didn't come in to be pally with me or anything. Hey, Rich, can we be pals? And whatnot. It was a pure business move, and I fully understand. I give him full props for it. And he just wanted to do damage control. Say, look, if there's a problem with my Bill Evans 21, 22 album box set, we'll return it in full. That's all I can do for you. There's 22 albums in there. Just when you get a product of this size and scope and it's being shifted around and mailed, we do our best to protect, but sometimes you get a split scene or something could happen, right? Anyway, so he was in doing damage control, and Mazzy couldn't help himself. It's like, now Mazzy, it's like a 5-year-old. Now, Mazzy, I love you, but don't touch the pretty decoration on the Christmas tree.
It's hot. So Mazzy, hot, Mazzy.
Mazzy sees him, and he starts going. So of course, somebody said, Michael's going, you jumped right on him. You didn't give him a chance. But the point is that it's not so much Mazzy could have been given 2-hour window, but it would have been Mazzy with his foot going, because he wants to touch the little decoration. He wanted to talk to Chad about the boxes. Right. And it irritates Kassem as well. So it's just a peculiarity of two personalities that don't quite sync up. And there's nothing malicious or malevolent on Mazzy's part or Michael's part. Neither one of them. It's just sometimes you get different personalities. They don't get along together.
They used to be best of buds. They're not anymore.
They were. I think they're okay with one another. It's just there's an irritation, and every now and then.
Did it get heated today?
Yeah, a little bit in their morning stream. Yeah, but I delete my streams for that reason a lot of times because I love the idea that they're so free flowing that people are allowed to express themselves and speak honestly. And I think there's a lot of energy and a lot of good stuff like we're doing right here. This is a great stream you got going, Glenn. We're free talking and just doing the thing. And, so that's the answer, the best I can answer, John. There's nothing either gentleman is doing wrong or incorrect. It's just, I think, a clash of personalities over some very specific issues.
That's why Glenn and I are always clashing and fighting off camera.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Torpedoes have broken
torpedoes.
Instruments over the
We're like the Everly Brothers.
Or the Gallagher.
I imagine you guys doing dueling
Gallagher's
off screen.
I should start wearing a parka.
I love the Bill Evans Riverside recordings, but it's so expensive. I'm not a big jazz guy. Yeah.
He's a little
it'd be beautiful to get. Now, my funny story is that I saw Joe Harley because Michael would get me behind scenes to help because I do live streams, right? I could help negotiate. He's got 900 people watching, right? He's got 30,000 followers or more viewers, and he's got 300 people watching or 900 people watching a live stream, and people are commenting. So, Rachel, could you kind of police that while I look and make sure the guests are all happy on screen? No problem, Michael. I'll do that. So while this is going on, I get a chance to see these great people that, Kevin Gray, the engineer, I've talked to him and just, fly on the wall side. Hey, I happen to be there. Hey, Kevin, nice to meet you. Heard a lot of good things about you. Anyway, so Joe Harley's there. I go, I've got Blue Train by John Coltrane. And so I hold it up. I go, look on CD. It's just CD though. He goes, well, I don't recognize that package. You know, Joe Harley is the head of Blue Note. He's the head of the Tone Poet thing, right? He's not head of Blue Note, but he's the head of the Tone Poet series. He's overseeing it all. Well, my God, Michael just about dropped dead because I had a gray market. But this is one of these things they do overseas because there's no copyright that's expired over some of the music, John Coltrane and other jazz artists over in the UK, but the copyright's still here. So you couldn't produce them in America, but you can produce them offshore. So I show this and I go, and I look at Harley, and because he doesn't recognize it, so right away, my mind's moving 90 miles a second. I go, oh, Jesus. I go, this is a gray market CD, isn't it? He goes, very. I'm like, oh, Michael.
delete in live stream.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. You know, it's like the guy who's got the official product, and I go, oh, I didn't pay big money for your big product. I got a rip off. I got a cheap knockoff from some illegal outfit.
Yeah.
I got a mob copy.
I got a boot. It's just as good. Yeah.
Well, you know, they do sound good to me. My ear, they sound great. You know.
Yeah.
But that goes back to my Marantz. It's a heck of a CD player.
Yeah, I got to look into that Marantz.
Yeah.
I was watching my buddy Irwin at the Taste the Dirt Through Yours today. He showed the first Steely Dan reissue. They're out now too with Bernie Grunman's doing all the Steely Dan albums.
Yeah, yeah.
And Can't Buy a Thrill was released.
UHQRs are coming out, and so it's a big story. Yeah, and so
$150
That's enough.
How are you guys with 45 RPM vinyl? I can't stand it. I don't care if it's the best sounding record I ever heard in my life. I am not getting up every 2 songs and flipping a record over.
I'm with you. Yeah, I stopped buying them. It's too much. Yeah. And my record set player is not that great anyway, so I'm not going to notice it really.
Yeah, it drives me. It ruins the continuity of the album.
Yeah.
I have a bunch that I liberated from my dad's record collection when I was, a teenager, and I still have them, but I don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Now, what are they? These are mobile fidelities.
I need the mobile fidelities. Whatever I bought, even some regular artists are putting albums.
Well, I mean, like McCartney's put them out on like Record Store Day and stuff.
Yeah, I can't.
I have one. I've never bought mobile fidelity. I do buy their inner sleeves. So, but I only buy these because they're what my local record store sells. So I go down to brick and mortar. I don't order them online. I just go, hey, what do you got for inner sleeves? They got Mo5s. I use them. That was the only Mo5. But then Bobby, Spittin' Records, Spittin' the Truth About Records. Bobby is a character and a half. Really nice guy. And Bobby gifted me the Dire Straits debut album in 45 RPM mode from Mobile Fidelity. So I finally owned a single Mobile Fidelity. Then Bagheera, Music Talk with Bagheera gifted me a Pinkerton album from Weezer, which I never owned. And it was the Vinyl Me Please edition, but it's taken from the same plates as the Mobile Fidelity. So essentially it's a MoFi through the Vinyl Me Please service, right?
And is it a 45 RPM?
It's a 33, and I prefer it, but I'll get into that. But the final one, but I'm just kind of telling you my MoFi count. Then the third one is David from Safe and Sound, Texas, Audio Excursions. I think he's got as a further tag. Anyway, he gifted me the Hall & Oates Greatest Hits one with the 1/2 burgundy with the yellow and the, it's divided in half. It's got all the hits on it.
Good album, yeah.
And that's a MoFi. It sounds great. But what are you comparing it to? I used to have a Canadian First Press, and I was just in conversation with David because I promoted his channel on my show and stuff. And he said, well, I want to help you out, or, I want to do a solid buy, or I want to thank you somehow. He said, what do you want? I said, well, listen, there's nothing I want. If you got an old Hall & Oates there, if you got early, but I wasn't expecting MoFi. I just thought, plain vanilla $5, that'll do. And because that's what I used to own. But he said, I've actually got a sealed MoFi. I bought 2 of them. I buy 2 when I buy one for an investment. It's yours. Thanks for helping me out. So people, Glenn, it's just been insane how very kind people are to me. The VCLT that comes my way, it just blows me away. And then, of course, I got this new thing because I do the live streams. My channel's monetized, so people are throwing these freaking donos at me. These are like, and it's just so funny because that wasn't why I got into this. I'm just sharing like everybody else. But I got a big
that's good.
personality, you know.
I think that's great. And, you know, people kind of make fun of it, but
well, so they should.
Appreciation.
I mean, so should. It's all for fun. If they make fun and are having a giggle over it, then I'm happy because why not, right? It's more fun and humor and all the rest of it. So, you know.
Yeah, I told you I'm watching replays of Howard Stern now, and I'm on your show in the morning. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I know. It's one and the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Speaking of Howard Stern, is anybody been watching the Springsteen interviews that they've been uploading? They are absolutely can't miss. They're fantastic.
Oh, really? Now,
Springsteen was just on Howard's show in the last couple of weeks, and they keep putting all clips on it, and he's telling stories and singing songs on it. And it's just every clip is just look up Howard Stern show, and there's a ton of them on there. He did one the other day.
Rachel?
That song called "Land of Hope and Dreams."
Yeah,
they're talking about being in Clarence Clement's room when he was passing away. And he was just with his family, and he was playing this song for Clarence. Like, there's just some great stories.
Yeah, that's pretty intimate.
You should watch that. It's so good.
Yeah, I saw Clarence with Ringo's All-Star Band.
I did too. The first All-Star Band.
The first one I saw him with, and of course Rick Danko and Levon Helm. Dr. John was part of that. Jim Kellner. So many of those guys are gone now, Glenn.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the only All-Star Band show I saw. That was great.
Yeah.
Glenn,
that's why I tried to buy Ringo's wife a nice cream bar. She was sitting 2 rows.
That's right.
And I got this guy. I said, "See that woman sitting up there?" I said, "That's a friend of mine. Her name's Barbara." I said, "Here's a couple of bucks. Give her a nice cream bar. Tell her it's from Glenn." And he doesn't know who she is. He thinks he's just somebody. It's a friend of mine.
She's just some lady.
He walk up and the security just jumped him and just almost beat that crap out of him.
Oh my God.
That's wrong.
Glenn,
you had no idea that was going to happen to him, though.
Just wanted to give her a nice cream bar.
Only 45 RPM albums are Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, and Nirvana. They sound amazing, but I agree. I'm not a fan of having.
Yeah, everybody, I've got to head out. Y'all take care.
Yeah, I gotta cut this off pretty quick here too, because we got a busy day tomorrow.
Thank you, Glenn.
We should probably end
finally
this.
Stop walking.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks everyone for chatting.
Yeah,
it
was
great.
Thanks for having me on, Glenn.
Yeah, no
nice
problem.
Nice meeting Rob in this format. I know Rob through his channel, but and I'm happily sub to you, Rob. I don't get by to see everybody, but you'll hear from me once every 6 months. You'll suddenly be out of there, and it's like, oh wow, Rachel left me a comment. It's the way it goes. It's just like that because I subscribe. Everybody that subscribes to me, I subscribe back. You know, and. So when you do that, I've got 2,000. So I'm subscribed to about 2,000 people. It's just crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. When you start, you think, man, 2,000 people, that's incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. I guess I'll take my leave of everything too now. Then
everyone have a great night.
Thanks,
Rob, thanks, John. Thank you. Make it home safely, buddy. I'm worried about.
It's right around the corner.
Okay.
I don't even know.
One last thing. I got to. Here's another great channel. This is Tim, the University of Vinyl, and he's over in Colorado. University of Vinyl, great channel. He finds just garden variety albums that are really good pressing. So he's like a poor man's audiophile, like really good pressings, but at affordable prices. And he's really, really good channel. So I encourage folks to subscribe to the University of Vinyl if you're so inclined.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody who's watching.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys for coming on. Take care. We'll see you.
All right. Bye.